Hello everybody and welcome back. Now I'm sure you'll have noticed by now that I've changed the name of the channel and got a new logo, which you can see now. So I never really liked the old name and fancied a bit of a change, so I decided to change it all up. But it is still me, still the same garden, so I hope you like it. Right, so on to today's video. I think it's only right with the new name that we start with a palm video. So for anybody that hasn't watched my channel before, this will be a full palm tour of all the palms I grow here, which is quite a lot now, to be fair, hence the name change, and how the palms that I grow have got through winter. And even for long time subscribers, I've got a couple of new palms in there, so keep an eye out for that. Right, let's get on with it. Right, so we'll start down here with the Trachycarpus Fortunii crossed with Princeps that I did a video on when I planted it a couple of weeks ago. So obviously this will just be settling in this year, so I'm not expecting loads of growth. So you can see this new spear, and it's starting to open out a bit. Then we've got another spear behind it, so that's good. Always good to see a couple of new spears waiting to come out. But yeah, you've got that little bit of silvery blue on the back of the leaves. And yeah, I'm just hoping now this can settle in this year and then have a really good growing year next year. So then there's the Camerops Vulcano, which never really has really done anything for me growing wise, really. Sticks a couple of leaves out a year, but really real stiff leaves. You know, this really will be able to step the wind when it gets a bit bigger. But there is plenty of new fronds in there. You know, there's always loads coming out, but they just stay tiny. Bit of marking on the old fronds from the winter, but they quickly grow new ones. So yeah, not much of a trunk to talk about. So really slow growing that for me. But it looks alright in this little area. I mean, the Persicaria is overtaking it already. Yeah, should do fine for the future. So this is a Washingtonia robusta, or 4 of them in here. This has been in the greenhouse all winter. I've been harding it off, so today's the first day it's been out fully. You can see it's got the yellow leaves from the winter, but the new leaves are nice and green. One frond pushing out and then another one coming on all of these. You can see the new fronds coming out. So yeah, getting some green growth. Once I start feeding these, they will green up, and I'm sure that'll do fine this year. I think it might have been a bit of a mistake to buy 4. I'll get one with 4 in, because I don't know if they'll compete for space, especially in this pot. I might have to get this in the ground in the next couple of years. But I will keep it in this pot for now, until it gets a bit bigger and it gets a bit more hardiness to it, because I've planted these out in the ground before and they've died over winter. So I think the bigger they are, the more hardy they are, or more chance they've got of surviving. So yeah, I'll keep it in the pot for now. Right, on to one of the more favourite palms that I've got, the Butia odorata. So again, this has survived winter well. Bit of spotting on the old fronds. I mean, these are 2 year old now. Well, I've had 2 winters in my garden. You can see the new frond coming out here, sweeps round like that, and that is just starting to go pinnate now, fanning out. Then the new frond, they do come out a bit yellow at first. I think that's due to a lack of light from over winter. So it'll soon green up, and this one was yellow and it's soon greened up. So yeah, getting a nice little trunk on it now. Really excited to see this one grow. So yeah, survives winter pretty well, seems pretty hardy to me. So hopefully now you can just keep pushing out new fronds. Now I've got this other Trachycarpus Fortunii here. This has been moved about the garden a couple of times. but it's starting to push out 2 fronds at once, which I say is really what you want to see in a palm, pushing multiple fronds out. Damage on the old fronds, but I always leave them on till they go completely brown, because they will still photosynthesize. Yeah, it's getting a decent trunk on it now, so that should do well in that spot. It's a bit windy, right in the wind here, as you can probably tell, but it has got a bit of protection. Yeah, again, just waiting for it to grow bigger. So, in the arid bed, I've got another couple of Fortunias. I mean, this has been the ground now I think this is its 3rd year, so you can really see how much it's starting to grow now. I mean, I'd say when I put it in, it'll probably about up to here, so in the 3 years it's got quite a bit of growth on it, starting to thicken that trunk out at the bottom, and this is putting out multiple fronds, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3. So it's really happy, and then some of these fronds are massive. Compare that to the size of my hand. It's getting really big fronds in it now. And I'm going for the effect here of the canopy. Got the one on this side, one on this side, so when they grow up here, you can imagine walking under that. Which is exactly what I'm going for, that's why I planted them like that. I'll go on to the other one first. So this one, I think it is slightly bit more stretched out than that one. It does get a bit more shade over this way, so it is slightly more stretched out, which I don't mind. You can see these really long leaf stems here, which I don't mind that at all. Quite like it. Again, a couple of fronds sticking out. Compare trunks, it's probably, I'd say, about the same as the other one. You can see that the gaps between these old fronds, well, old and new fronds, it is a bit bigger than that one, so you can tell that this one is stretching to reach for the light, but it's not a problem at all. So, but a lot of even the old fronds have stopped pretty green, apart from maybe that one. So it is a bit more protected here, because a few of the old ones on that one are gone yellow, but I will leave them on. But yeah, another happy palm. Now this is a Camerops humilis, European fan palm, and you can see last year it did spear pull this last year, and you can see the damage, like a ring of damage around it, and in the central one here, but nothing, no spear pull this year. They're totally fine. Chucking out a couple of fronds, and this does sucker as well, and there's a lot of suckers on here which I'm going to take off. I want this to be a single trunk one, so I'm going to take them off soon. I wish you could propagate them, but I don't think you can. But yeah, I'll be taking them off. I'm having this as a single trunk. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Getting a bit of a trunk on it. You can see that little yellow trunk in there. Yeah, I've got no worries about this year. I'm sure that'll be completely fine. You can see where some of the new leaves on the little suckers, they haven't fanned out. It's like stuck together. It's a bit weird. It's done it a few times. Yeah, again, don't want that to grow massive, because I still want the light onto the agaves. Once the palms get so big, the light can pass through, so that should be fine, because that's more of a bushy palm tree. So if we're looking at 2 different trackies here, this one's been in probably 2 years more than these two, and they're all bought at the same size. I bought them with about a foot of trunk, and you can see how much trunk this has got on it now compared to this. So once they get settled in and they start growing, they really do start growing fast. Again, a lot of the older leaves are gone yellow. I'll leave them on. Completely fine, don't mind that. Loads of new fronds, and then again massive fronds. You can really get massive fronds, and this one is right in the wind. and it does seem to cope pretty well with it. You can see, I mean, we've had some strong winds this winter, real strong winds, but that really is only wind damage that I can see on a newer frond. But plenty of new fronds coming out there. You can see 4 in there. Also gives an home for wildlife. A little ladybird in there. Probably been hibernating in there. The birds do take all this fibre off as well to take to the nest. So it does do its bit for wildlife. I mean, you can see how big this trunk's getting. This trunk is starting to get pretty huge now. Real nice sturdy trunk. I had the bromeliad on here and that's actually died. I don't know when that happened. That were doing fine until a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, so probably nearly 3 foot trunk on that one. So we can see, you know, we can see how it's arching over now. The fronds. So if you imagine this one arching over up here, and then it gets to the point soon when I'll be able to walk underneath it, and I'll have that real exotic, you know, palm trees flanking the path where you can walk under it, which is what I'm looking for. Right, so we've got another Camerops humilis here, European fan palm. Bit of damage on this one. This doesn't really get damaged at all. I'm guessing this is more wind damage than anything else. You can see all the new fronds are completely green and fine. Odd little spots here and there. Plenty of new fronds coming out. This is really starting to motor now, this palm. You can see that it's got getting a nice trunk on it, nice yellow trunk. I've got a couple of suckers coming out the side on this. I don't really mind this being a bit bushy. It's got plenty of space to work in. But eventually I might expose the trunk because it is a really nice trunk. You can see it. You got to watch out. This is really spiky. The leaf stalks. You got to watch your hands, but you can see a nice little yellow trunk. Probably nearly 2 foot trunk on that now. And this does flower every year. All flower spikes there. Hasn't. It looks like there's a couple coming through. New flowers just coming here. So yeah, this is definitely starting to motor this palm now. Real big bushy palm. So another Camerops humilis, but this is the Cerifera type. See, nice. You see the difference, green, and this is more silvery blue. Really nice colouring on this. Again, like the others, it's suckering. Don't mind it off back here because it's got plenty of room to work in, so it can have a suckering. I'll just keep it down to 2, so I will go in there and prune that. But again, I think these spikes on this one are even worse than the other one, so you've really got to watch out for these. You don't want these near paths because they will get you when you're walking by. Again, a couple of new fronds coming through, nice and healthy. People normally say that these are not so hardy, but I mean, I've never protected this. It's always got through winter, even last winter no protection at all. Got through. Another little one-spotted ladybird on there. The ladybirds seem to like it, been on the palm. But yeah, probably been in 4 or 5 years now this, so pretty slow growing, but hardy, fine. We'll just get on with it, don't really have to do anything with it. Right, so now this is the plant that started it all off for me. The first palm I ever bought, first exotic plant I ever bought. I was amazed when I found one in the garden centre because I didn't know you could grow palms here in this country. And now look at it. A good probably 6.5 foot trunk on that. Real huge trunk. See how big that is. Massive sturdy trunk. That goes all the way up there. And these are the new flowers. This flowers every year now. It flowers from about 3 foot or so, and the flowers always coming right at the top of the trunk. So you can see this is where it flowered last year. So that'll have been right at the top, and then you look at the difference between that and that. So this does grow a foot of trunk a year. So when it gets, after being in the ground for probably, I'd say probably 4 or 5 years, it really starts motoring and putting on the foot of trunk. You'll probably hear people saying that, you'll probably hear me saying that, but it does happen. They do start doing it. You've got to give it a bit of time to bed in, and it will start really growing for you. I mean, some of these seed pods this year are massive, flower pods should I say. But yeah, I mean, I can't even really reach the top of these fronds, but you can see how big they are. Huge fronds. You know, I talked about the canopy on the last one. I mean, look how high this canopy is now. I have got the old ones on. I won't take the old ones off, even though they do get in the way. I don't like cutting them off until they die down completely brown. I don't like it when you prune the trunk. I think on a feather palm it looks good, but on a fan palm, when you prune the trunk just to leave the top out, I don't think it looks so good. So I leave them on. It looks a more full big palm now. But yeah, you'll see the effect when I do take these off, and the foliage is up right up here, and you've got the big canopy, and this will come right over here. So yeah, I mean, again, right in the wind. Some of the old fronds take damage, but apart from the odd bit dropping down, copes pretty well with the wind. And like I said, this winter, if you're in the UK, you'll know what kind of winter it's been. Battered by the wind and rain, still getting battered by the wind now. Yeah, this is my favourite. This is my favourite palm just because of how big it is. Butia and Trachycarpus. Not my favourite palm altogether, but I do love this palm. You can see the sun, backlit by the sun there. Right, so this is the Butia chilensis, the Chilean wine palm. Again, with the Butia, put a little cover over this. I'm sure you've seen that. 4 stakes in the ground, a bit of polycarbonate on top, just to keep the frost off. I mean, even last winter, not the winter that's just gone, the one before that, this did take damage. It didn't spaple, just took damage. You can see the damage on the old fronds there. And coming out onto this one. But I was looking at this today, and this is getting a pretty big frond on it now. So it is starting to get decent sized fronds. When I bought this, it had spapled. I didn't know I want into the palms then, so I didn't really know what spaple was. What until I realised it wasn't growing. I realised it had spapled, so I cut it right down, and then it did grow out from there. So this is the old trunk. So whether this will get in the way of that one growing, I don't know. I'm not sure. It is starting to break up here, so it is starting to sort of break out of that. But yeah, again, you see this frond going pinnate now. There's another one here waiting. These are real stiff fronds, these. Real good in the wind. Really windy up here, and it is starting to get pretty, a couple of foot long fronds on it now, so I'm really excited for this to bulk up. Might have been a mistake planting it that close to the hut, but I could always prune the leaves on that side. It's got loads of space at this side. So yeah, once that gets going, I think that'll overtake other palms and become my favourite. Right, so for people that are new to the channel and that have watched it for a long time, you'll have never seen this palm in here before. I have had this kind of palm before, but this is a new one. So this is a Phoenix canariensis, and when I had my last one, I said I'd never buy another one because they're not fully reliably hardy. My other one got through quite a few winters, and then it got hit on not the last one, the one before. But I thought for 50 quid for a palm this size, well worth taking a chance. So semi-hard it says on there, but I've been given a load of polycarbonate, a load more polycarbonate. So this winter I think I'm going to box this in So I've got plenty of timber posts. I think I will box this in completely. Whether it'll like that, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's tried that before. You'll have to let me know. But I thought, I mean, look at the size of some of these fronds. Right up here. Well over a metre long. You can see how big this one is. And it's got another big one there, one coming out, and then another one down there. These are really fast growing. I mean, the trunk isn't that big compared to the fronds. They are stretched, but I think there's a bit of protection in this area as well. So yeah, I will box this in, try and get it for a couple of winters. I mean, like I said, these do get massive as well, so I don't know if it'll do well in this spot, but I'll give it a go. I think for 50 quid it were a no-brainer really. Right, so coming through here, there is a palm down there. This was sold as a Princeps hybrid, but a lot of people have said to me they think it's a pure Princeps because of how silver it is. I don't know, it's getting swamped by the bluebells now, but it is pretty slow growing. It has got a bit of a trunk in there. New frond coming out, but only one, so I don't know how happy this is. It did get swamped by the grasses last year, but I've got this bit of wire now to hold the grasses back, give this plenty of light. Like I say, it is getting swamped by the bluebells, but yeah, a really small palm. I think this is its second full year, so I'm hoping to see a bit of growth on it this year. Yeah, so sold as a Princeps hybrid. Maybe if it's a pure Princeps, it is really silvery underneath there, so I'm not sure. But yeah, another palm to keep an eye on. Hopefully it'll start getting bigger. Right, and the rest of the palms are all in pots. So this is my Phoenix Robellini. I did start the winter with this in the house and I saw it were really suffering, and a lot of people told me that it needs to be a bit cooler, so I got it in the greenhouse. It did really perk up. Nice little fronds on this, and plenty of fronds coming out as well. Since it started getting a bit warmer, these have started to open up now. Yeah, plenty of fronds in there. Still looks a bit not great really. I'm sure they did grow a lot of fronds this last summer, so I'm hoping for the same again. I've just got it in here now, hiding it off a bit before I put it out into the garden. It'll be staying in the pot. I don't think I'll ever plant that out. We get a nice little trunk now. Couldn't tell you how big the trunk was when I got it. I'm guessing it was to about here where these old fronds are, so it's got a bit. Yeah, and again another one. Looking forward to seeing it grow. Right, so you'll probably seen the video when I bought these. Butia Yatai. So I've got two of them, and they're coming along nice. Now pushing out a little new frond in there. So I've never grown these before, so I'll have to see about whether getting these in the garden later on. Now, I know a lot of you, probably like me, every time you go to buy a plant you get told by whoever you live with, garden's full, no more room, and you always find room, or I always have done. But I mean, I've been looking around for places to put these because I've got a few in pots here, and I think I have run out of room or open space. The only thing that I'll have to do is to dig other stuff up to get these in, but I'll be keeping them in pots for a couple of years. So yeah, nice little, these were a tenner each. Then I've got a couple of odoratas. Again, just plodding along, sticking out a new frond there. These are from Longcross Garden Centre. Longcombe Cross. And this is a new palm. You haven't seen this one here before. This is another Butia chilensis from Longcombe Cross. They've got a lot of decent palms on there. I keep checking their website, and I saw this because Bubias, they cost a lot of money now. I mean, to be fair, for 40 quid for this is a lot of money for this but 40-50 quid is about my limit that I'll spend on a plant. I don't like spending any more than that. Can't really justify it, to be fair, no matter what palm it is. There's been a few nice palms up for grabs lately, but just for the amount that they are, I just can't justify it. So I'll go for the smaller ones. I mean, these are slow growing. You can see it's putting out a new frond there. So yeah, this is a Butia chilensis, but I like to think I've got at least 30 years left in me. I'm 36 now, so hopefully I will see this grow into a decent sized palm. Not sure about when to plant this out. I will leave all these in the pots this year and then see how much they grow and whether I put them out into the garden. But yeah, so that's another new palm. And I'm a bit unsure with these whether to keep them all in the greenhouse, all these potted ones, keep them in the greenhouse, or just keep them out, you know, outside in the sun and the rain. I don't know what would be best for them. So if anybody has experience of growing little palms like these, just let me know where's best to keep them, whether the best in greenhouse or outside. So just let me know in the comments. So I think 21 palms now I've got. 5, 6, 7 in pots, the rest are in the ground. So it really is becoming a palm garden. And I just think when you think of tropical gardens, I think palms are the first thing that come to my mind. So that's why I'm trying to fill the garden with them. So I do feed my palms. I use this Palm Focus. Quite expensive. I think this is about £10 a bottle for this. But what I'm going to do this year, because I've got so many palms, I'm going to definitely do all the ones in the pots every week with this, and then just whatever I've got left in the watering can, do one in the garden or 1 or 2 or whatever, and just make sure every week I'll do the pots and then do a different palm in the garden. I'm just going to do it like that. Last year I used 2 watering cans a week of this. I just filled the cap up, put it into the watering can, and I used 2 watering cans, so I'm going to do the same again. Just use 2 watering cans every week. And whichever ones miss 1 week, they'll definitely get it next week, so I'm going to do it like that. So yeah, Palm Focus, and I've got really good results with that. Palms are always healthy, grow well. Yeah, so I think that's about it. That's the full palm tour. So I hope you like this video. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please think about hitting the subscribe button, hit the like button. Right, thanks for watching, bye.